Thoughts on that win?
Yeah, we obviously very pleased to come away with the bonus point win, and actually a W actually, because we played against a good side today, and we've known, and you guys have known that for a good while now. That was a proper test match, and yes, we can say that we was off in certain parts or whatever, but like any test match, the opposition's always going to have a say in how the game unfolds, and they had a big say, and I thought they was very resilient. I mean, it must have been a real tough battle in the forwards. You know, they were solid, weren't they, as far as the maul was concerned. The goal line defence kept us out time and time again. So, and on the back of that, they cut us open quite a few times with their attacks. So, when you talk about the game in that fashion, you know, to come away with a bonus point win, we'll take that and move on.
What pleased you most, and what area do you think there's most room to improve?
Well, room for improve, obviously taking our chances. I mean, you know, you take all the emotion out of the game. I think Mac Hansen dropped a ball clean just before half time, and James Lowe's dropped a ball over the try line, and we give an intercept try away. So, you know, we probably should have, could have, would have had a better lead going into half time, but you just know that with the Italians, and I was saying this to Kieran before the game, the character that they're showing, you know, they don't go away anymore, do they? They continue to fight, and we knew that was going to happen again in the second half, obviously, after the little bit of a piggyback that we give them for the try going into half time. But they've shown the character of staying with it. Certainly in the first two games in this competition anyway, and so in that regard, the best part of our game was us staying in it as well. I thought the bench was excellent, coming on nice and calm, accurate, added to the performance, which was great. And I thought we showed great character actually, you know, when we was under the cosh a little bit, to just keep playing our game, and we found a way, you know, with 15-20 minutes to go, we found a way to keep getting over the game line and keep asking some questions. I think the final try that we scored, I thought it was a class character type try that we all was involved in. So the character, the last 20 minutes was pretty pleasing.
Let's get your assessment on Ross's performance in particular.
Yeah, no, I thought he did great. It's a big day for Ross, having the responsibility to lead the side, and he was very impressive during the week. How he ran the side, and yeah, delighted that he's come away with a nice win in the end.
Andy, how's Finlay Bealham looking? Is that a serious injury, a big worry?
Twisted his knee. I mean, obviously he went down straight away, which says something, doesn't it? You know, he tried his best to fight on, and he's in a brace there in the changing room. He says he's fine, but he always says that, you know. So we'll assess him again in the morning.
You obviously had to make a late change in midfield. How did you feel that combination went?
Some good, some improvement to do. I thought defensively we was a bit off at times, certainly set piece wise, etc. But some good in that regard. I mean, you know, Stu and Bundy individually made some good inroads, didn't they? You know, a new partnership coming together with a new halfback partnership is always going to be tested under pressure when you're playing against a good side like that. But I thought they came through pretty well, all in all. I thought we missed one or two chances that we need to review and realise. So there's always room for improvement there.
Andy, just how uncomfortable was that for Ireland at times? And was there any stage you thought that you could possibly lose the game today?
Of course, they're a good side. I mean, the two sides that's just played them would have thought exactly the same. And yeah, they was rolling and had some great momentum within the game, and you know, through our lack of discipline at times, you know, we give them field position, and they was in control for good periods. But again, we managed to stay in the fight there and get ourselves back into it, which was pleasing.
How much better do you think Ireland are going to have to be if you're to beat Scotland and England to win a Grand Slam this year?
I don't know. Each game takes its own course, you know. I keep saying it. You know, the French game is its own game. You'd say that was a pretty good performance, wouldn't you? And you'd say the Welsh game was a pretty good performance. So we know it's in us.
James, it looked like a very tough battle out there today. How was it for you, captain in the side?
Yeah, it was a tough game. I think defensively, it was probably one of the toughest performances we've had for a while. You can see how much they've come on to play lovely brand of rugby, and they like to play the ball a lot. You know, they're really ambitious in terms of their attack. They're playing deep inside their own half at times. So it was tough for us. We had to dig in. But yeah, I enjoyed the week, and it was my job was pretty easy today because there was guys like Hendy there, who's a great leader, Ross, a real steady presence at fly half, guys like Pete coming off the bench, so made my life a bit easier.
Yeah, you mentioned the bench there. How much of an impact did the bench have to see out the game?
Big impact, yeah. They all did, obviously, Berto came on and, brought super impact off the bench. Big turnover when they had a line out, 5 minutes from our line. And the other boys that came on did really well as well. So, that's one of the real strengths of us as a group is the squad depth we have. You see some of the guys that have been, in and out of the team, like, Tig, how big a player he is for us. He pulls out of the Wales game, for example, and how well Finley's gone the last couple of games. So, that's just an example of, I think, the group now. There's a real strong squad depth.
And Andy, was it a nervous watch for you? At one point, the camera went on to you and you were biting your nails.
Was that?
At one point, the camera went on to you and you were biting your nails.
Was that biting my nails? Well, my mother's going to go mad. Shouldn't have done that. It was a tough match. It was a proper test match, like I said, and you when they get the field position that they're craving, that they're going to be unbelievably dangerous. I mean, which Irish fan wouldn't have been biting the nails when the crossfield kick went in and bounced dead in goal? So that's what test matches are all about, and that's how they should be.
A lot of injuries coming into the game. Is that a worry at this point?
No. We're 3 from 3 and got 15 points, so we're where we want to be, and we've got lads on the mend coming back into the mix for the final 2 weeks of the campaign.
Thank you.
James, there was a huge Irish crowd there today. Could you just speak about the pride in captaining your country like that, away from home and in a place like Rome and in front of such huge Irish fans?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think Shokers was saying the attendance was 51,000, and I'd say at least half of them were Irish. So, to have 25,000 plus Irish people here today was incredible. And even over the last couple of days, you got a real sense that there was a huge amount of Irish supporters even going for a walk, around the hotel and stuff, because there were so many around. So, we really appreciate it. It makes a massive difference to us, and it was very special to be able to lead my country out today with such great support there.
Were your family over?
No, they weren't. My dad actually is a bit sick with the flu this week, so I told him the last thing he needed to do was get on a flight 3 hours over and 3 hours back. So I told him to rest up for the weekend. So he was pretty good at it, but yeah, I'm sure he'll be at the next game, hopefully.
During the week, James Lowe was saying that he didn't think in either the first 2 wins that Ireland had put in an 80-minute performance. Do you think that that's still the case?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is the case. I don't think today was an 80-minute performance. We definitely made life difficult for ourselves at times, particularly the first half. So, Look, that's still a positive for us in a way, because we're 3 from 3. We're top of the table, but there's still also a lot more for us. So we've a good 2 weeks now to get ready for Scotland, and we're going to have to be better.